Hello, my gorgeous Leonine brothers and sisters. How are you going? I hope you are enjoying the start of your 2019. I hope it has been just filled with love and exuberance and lots of passion and fire, just like you're used to. And I hope that your holiday season was also just filled with light and a lot of fun social events and being out and amongst the people, because I know that's what you love. My name is Taryn, and this is my new channel, The Luminary Tarot. Thank you so much for watching. So I just wanted to hop on here and do a general reading for 2019. So looking at the energy that you're going to start to move toward in the next cycle, and things that you can really just start to leave behind, things that aren't really serving anymore, and how to really balance yourself out and work toward getting into a good rhythm for this year. So let's see what's going on, Leo. There's a little bit of, I feel like there's a little bit of, oh wow, look, you're here. There's a lot of like stepping away from like any kind of oppression, stepping away from any kind of things that don't align with you, like a job maybe that doesn't quite align, or a person that doesn't quite align. I think there's been quite a bit of will you look at what these cards are doing right now, please? A stock take about what is actually going to serve you, and what is for your good, and what is for your benefit, and at the same time, who is for your good and who is for your benefit. Because I think that last year you may have almost felt like you were giving your power away a little bit, like you weren't fully standing in your own creative force, like Leo is so used to doing, standing in your power, and that's not a great place to create from, especially for a Leo. You guys need to feel in charge. You need to feel powerful in any situation that you're in. So I'm really hoping that you have found a way to liberate yourself from anything that doesn't feel aligned for you, my love. So I really want to, one more shuffle and then we are in. Okay, Leo. So this card is going to be a message from your guides, the energies you want to start to think about and move toward as you move into 2019. And that is patience. Patience. It is a really interesting virtue, really interesting one to work with, and especially as we move into this new kind of space where it's way more about feeling and receiving and the divine feminine. This is going to be a time where you really need to allow the things that you are doing, the projects that you're working on, the things that you're trying to bring to life. You're going to really need to allow them time and space to grow, to be able to come to full cultivation. Because if you want everything to happen on your schedule and as it works for you, then that's when things can't grow to their full potential, because you're limiting it, and you're putting a limit on like the unlimited. And when you put a limit on the unlimited, then you only end up limiting yourself. That was quite a tongue twister. So yeah, patience is an energy that you really want to start to think about, especially as you draw in whatever new careers, love interests, friendships, whatever new stuff is coming in. You really want to think about it being for the long term, not just like, oh well, quick, it needs to happen now. And again, Leo is really good with that, because of all the fire signs, Leo is the most mature of the fire signs. So it is the flame that burns long, bright, and steady. And it is the ever-burning flame, the everlasting flame. So knowing how to cultivate that fire within yourself and be patient for the things that you are trying to grow and the things you're trying to bring in is going to be a really, really important lesson for the next year. So on that note, what to think about moving away from the energy that you don't need anymore, that you need to leave behind and kind of shift away from in 2018. Fulfillment of wishes. And I think this is actually quite interesting that this comes out after patience, is because it speaks to the same kind of thing. It's like, well, I want it done, and I want these things to happen in a certain way, shape, or form, and then you end up limiting yourself because you aren't seeing your wishes fulfilled in the exact way that you would like. And that actually makes things so much harder because, again, you're limiting the unlimited. You're saying, like, this needs to be done now in this way, instead of, you know what, I've planted the seed. Like, this is interesting because it's like, you plant the seed and you have to trust that it's going to grow. You can't just be like, well, I want this to happen now. Why hasn't it grown? Why isn't it growing? And that's something that you really have to be conscious of as you move into this 2019 energy. Like, plant the seed, know that it's going to grow, and cultivate it. Don't just expect it to happen. Don't just kind of force your will onto situations to make things go faster. That's kind of what I'm feeling from that. And so it's also allowing cycles to end and allowing new cycles to begin when it is time for them to begin, not when it's your time for them to begin, because everything happens in perfect timing. So allowing yourself to really just feel into what that timing is instead of needing to force it and needing it to be on your schedule, because I know that your schedule is a tight one, Leo. So let's now start to think about how you can start to attract and move towards your highest potential, like what you can start to do to be your best self in this next year, in this next season. And yeah, it's awesome. Truth. So this is actually the Judgment card in the traditional tarot deck, and this speaks all about really knowing yourself, really knowing who you are and what you stand for. And this is, like, again, this is so Leo, to really be able to stand in your power, to stand in your authenticity, and move with a sense of realness and being genuine in every situation that you're approaching. So if it feels fake or strained, or if it doesn't feel quite aligned with you, it's going to have to fall away, because, like, you're not taking any bullshit this year. This is all about telling the truth to other people, telling the truth to yourself, and being very honest about what it is that you need in order to be able to achieve the things that you want. So yeah, I think that it's really going to be like time to take a long, hard look at what's around you, your environment, and what's within you. And that's never a bad thing. Sometimes it's not the easiest thing, but it is never bad. So let's see about what to focus the energy on now that you know how to get there. Like, truth is your anchor. Now let's see what the rudder is. So what to focus on is solitude. So again, I know Leo is such a social sign. Like, you love being around people. You love, being at the center of attention and, really roaring, making your voice heard and allowing yourself to be seen. But I think that as you move toward this next cycle, for you to stand in your highest power, you're really going to need to be able to take this time for yourself, to take time away to reflect, to study, to meditate. It's going to be a time of self-inquiry. This is all about you learning how to temper your own life, and instead of needing other people to kind of feed that happiness or that that kind of fun party vibe, you can always find the answers within yourself, and that's going to be a lesson to learn this year. It's going to be the thing that you have to really come to terms with, that if you're going to move and level up, you're really going to need to find the still, quiet moments and learn how to enjoy them, learn how to take pleasure in them, and really allow yourself to be comfortable in the stillness. That's what I'm feeling. So, and this is actually another 9. So you had a 9 here with what to leave behind, and now what to focus on is another 9. So this is also speaking to knowing how and when cycles are supposed to begin and when they're supposed to end. Not on your schedule, but when you get quiet with yourself, you'll understand that like everything happens in perfect timing. Everything happens as it should, and that's a lesson. That's a big lesson for the year. So let's think about what the theme for your year is now, moving into like big spiritual lessons or what you're going to start to expand into and how you're going to get there. So your theme for the year is the base chakra. So this is the root chakra, and this speaks all about survival, your sense of security, stability, safety in yourself, in your physical environment. This is also speaking a lot to your finances. If your finances have been kind of all over the place for the last couple of months, years, it's time to really start having a hard look, telling yourself the truth about where you may be overspending, where you may need to just rein it in a little bit, where you need to actually think about investing, and again, thinking about the long term instead of just quick, like it needs to happen quick, get rich quick schemes is what I'm kind of feeling. Then it's more about finding something that's going to be solid and stable and build a very stable foundation. This is the heart of your reading, and this is a number 1. And it's so interesting that it comes after the 9. The 1 comes after the 9, before in numerology, and that means that it is a completely new cycle. So you're ending that cycle of always needing things to happen on your schedule, and you're moving toward stability and a firm foundation, grounded foundation, where you know things are going to come to you, and you're unmoved, you're unshaken, you are a lion. You're just sitting there letting it come in instead of going and having to chase it and find it. Just let it come to you. Yeah. So now thinking about the future energy that you want to start to attract and you want to move toward, any opportunities, any like collaborations. I'm really feeling like collaboration might be a big thing for you this year, especially since you are a social sign. So let's see. Okay, so yeah, the future opportunity that you have is to move on. Move away from the darkness, moving on to new and more creative, way more like passionate ventures, passionate relationships, just way more passion in your life than maybe has been around for the last little while. Moving on to completely new growth, and again, just trusting that inner wisdom, that still small voice, that's like there's some dead leaves here, and there's some fresh new leaves there. So really knowing when it's time to let those things of the past die and fall away, and when it's time to start to cultivate that new growth, that new prosperity, and that new abundance. And it is really going to be about learning how to move with the seasons, move with these cycles. So it's quite an interesting way that these cards are coming out, because there's no other people in this. It's just you. It's just solitary cards, and it's all about you building a solid foundation for yourself. So the next card is going to be any obstacles or challenges that you may face on this journey, and how to overcome them, how to start to move past them. Instead of getting stuck in that energy, allow yourself to move on. And that is going to be by sacrifice. So seeing things from a completely different perspective, completely looking at how you can, sorry, again, I'm on a farm, so there are loads of animals around me. Bear with me, please. So looking at how you can really start to navigate choppy waters, navigate all seasons, and learn to flow with the seasons of life. Learn to flow with the things that are happening to you and for you. And yeah, being really able to take a step back and look at everything from a way broader perspective, instead of just being like, oh, well, this sucks because it's not happening how I want it to happen. It's happening for a reason. It's happening for your good, and really being able to take a step back and know that is going to be your challenge, but it's the way that you move on. It's the way that you actually move towards something even greater again, you become unlimited. Because there's no more limit on how it should happen. There's no more restriction, really. So then this next one is going to be how you can start to foster healthy and more loving relationships in 2019. So really bringing in that passion, that fire that you burn so brightly with, and allowing it to come into your space. Victory and success. Yes, yes. And so this is so different from fulfillment of wishes, because it's like, this is all about celebrating the whole journey, instead of just being like, well, I'm not at the end yet. Why is this not happening for me? This is about taking time to find the celebration in every instance, every moment. Anytime that something doesn't really feel, it's like, well, it's not happening quite the way I wanted to, or like as quickly as I wanted to, you still find ways to celebrate, because that's how you really start to enjoy your journey. You enjoy the process when you are taking stock and being present and being conscious of how you are moving and proceeding through your life. And it's a really, really amazing way to look at moving forward. It's also, so this is a 12 and this is a 6. So to see things from a different perspective means that you're going to have to celebrate even when it doesn't feel like it's time for celebration. That's just a little extra nugget that came. And then this last card, because we're already at 16 minutes, is just one last little parting message, something to carry forward with you as you move into 2019, just something to stay conscious of, and that is harmony. Beautiful. So it's another 6 card. This is representative of the Lover's card in the traditional tarot deck. And this is all about coming into balance with yourself, with your environment, with your working situation. As I was saying at the beginning of this reading, finding things that are aligned with you, Leo. Finding those people and those projects that light you up inside, that really make you feel that fire and the passion again, instead of, oh yeah, like, look, I can do the work, but I'm not really feeling it. Like, you need to feel this. This is something that you're really going to bring into union, body, mind, and soul. And it's going to be a really beautiful journey for you. And I'm so looking forward to seeing how you proceed and seeing what this energy is going to bring and what is going to come up for us this year. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. Again, it's a new channel, so please please let me know if it resonated. If it didn't, catch and release. It is completely a general reading, so it's not for everyone, but if it was for you, I'm really glad. Thank you for being present, and I hope that you have a beautiful start to your 2019. I'll be back in 2 weeks with another video, another spread. Until next time, my love, be well, and namaste.